Good afternoon. Today, my article topic is what cell phone causes about parents and teenagers' relations. The important words about the cell phone and parents-teenager relations. Before I start, I want to ask you questions. Because I think we are all international students, so how can you communicate with your parents in America?
FaceTime.
Skype.
Tango.
There's many ways, but I want to know, does anyone use the cell phones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, so do you like these ways to communicate with your parents?
Yes.
No.
No. Okay. Because today we just talk about cell phone because the article is about cell phone. And first, I will introduce the article. This article was written in September 7. It's in the 2013. And this article was written by the Karen Rainbow. I think the name is too long. It's very hard to read. Recently, from the article, I get information that now the relationship between the parents and teenagers is very important for us because how to communicate with each other. And the cell phone is a very important part of our life. And the parents always talk with their children by the cell phones because the teenagers always go outside and the parents at the different place, so they always communicate in the different places. So at this time, the cell phones have a is very important for us. From the survey in the article, it's about 75% of American teenagers have the cell phones, and mostly these cell phones were bought by their parents because the parents want to communicate with their children. And according to survey in 1997, in 2009, is about 70% of teenagers thinks that they call their parents one time in one day. So it's a big numbers. And from the article, we can get information that we can get different results that the children call their parents or their parents call the children. And the survey about we can get two results that why the children call the parents. Because the first reason is that the children want to tell their parents that I will go back late because I have some problem, so I need to solve the problem. So I think I will go home very late. The second way is that the second is the children tell their parents that ask questions such as dad or mom, I meet some problems, so can you help me? At this time, this is why the children call the parents. Such as I have an example about my father. Recently, I called my father for dad. I will tell you serious things that I see a very beautiful girl, and I think I fall in love. And my father said, "Oh, my son, you ask the right people. I can tell you how to do. At first, you should follow her, and you should follow her. And if the girl wants to buy something, you can buy for her. If the girl wants to go someplace, you can drive her.
So
Good idea. Yes, but finally, I'm fair. And I call my father dad. I'm fair. I'm a loser. My father said, "Oh man, be a man. It's just a girl. You can get a better girlfriend in the future." So at that time, I think, oh, it's very good to have a good father because at this time my father can give me a good success and I can become better because my father. And my mother, I can tell something because I'm in American, so I always meet some problems in America, and I can do something different in America. At this time, I can tell my father, I can tell my mother. And my first time, I cook by myself, and I cook a very delicious food. I think very delicious. And I tell my mother, I cook a very fantastic food. My mom, oh, are you sure? At that time, I take a picture for my mother, and I feel very happy because I do something that I think is very fantastic, and I can show these things to my mother. At that time, I think, oh, it's very good. But sometimes, if the parents call their children, at this time we can get a different result, such as the parents always call their children because they want to know the situation about the study. And at that time, I think the teenagers always feel very bad because they don't want their parents spend a lot of time to their own life, such as in my life. One day I just playing with my friend. I just play games with my friends. At that time, my mother called me. Say, "Son, what are you doing?" And I just say, "Oh, I'm staying with my friends." And my mom, because my mom doesn't know any computer knowledge, so she always asks me. But I think it's very stupid questions, such as how to open the computer or how to copy the pictures. At that time, I feel very bad. And I just play with my friends, and she asked me, "Son, can you help me how to get the internet?" I just, "Oh, Mom, I'm staying with my friends. I will call you late." "Oh, it's okay." My mother said, "Oh, son, you are my son, I'm your mother. Do you think your friends is more important than your mother?" I don't think, oh, she's so bad. Okay, let's continue. So at that time, I feel very bad. And my father always asked me about my study. And just recently, my father told me that, "Hey son, how many A's did you get the last quarter?" I just say, "Father, I'm so sorry, I'm repeating that 5. And my father just, "Are you kidding me? What did you do in last quarter? You should pay attention to your study." So at that time, I feel so bad because I think my parents spend a lot of time to taking care of my lives. So I think it's so terrible. So whether the students call the parents or the parents call the students can get different results. So how to use the cell phone is very important for us. But however, you should know that you just have one father and one mother. So it's very important to use that. That's my presentation. Does anyone have questions?
Some parents don't allow their children to use the cell phone because they think it will affect their study.
Can you speak loudly?
Because some parents don't allow their children to use cell phone because they think the children will play cell phone during the class time will affect their study.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it depends. I think different parents have different opinions, and some parents think their children can control themselves, and if they have the cell phones, and they can ask questions, and to ask questions for their parents. So at this time, some parents will give them cell phones, but I think it depends. In America, I think because this service is American, it's about 17% of teenagers have cell phones. But in China, if just the teenagers, and the parents always don't allow to have the cell phones.
Do you think cell phone is a kind of machine to help parents to control their children?
Actually, I think it works, but just a little way. Because if teenagers just doing something and the parents call them, and they always lie to their parents because it's just playing games or I'm studying. No one knows that. But if I am playing the games and my father call me, although I'm playing the games, I will feel bad because I lied to my parents. So I will reduce the time to playing the games. I will spend more time to doing my homework.
Do you think cell phones now, like the new technology cell phones, can have a negative effect between the parents and children relationship in some way?
Yes.
How's that?
How's that? Such as if my parents always ask me about my security lives. Like I feel very bad, such as I'm alone all the time. And my parents want me to get a girlfriend. But I think it's very hard for me to get a girlfriend. So I will feel bad because my parents just always ask me why you do not get a girlfriend. I think it's not my problem because I'm trying.
Thank you.